lass mich heute Abend blicken. Ich komm gut geschmückt in den Laden geritten. Alle tanzen, die Damen sind echt entzückend. Ganzes Backblech voller Sahne.
Hey, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a loyal subscriber. I do have to apologize. I thought rather than not put up a video, it would be better to put one up with this sad lighting. What happened to the lighting? Kabuki happened. As you can see over my shoulder, a very sweet, albeit slightly psychotic cat has come to stay at our house for 10 days while a friend of mine is in Puerto Rico, hopefully bringing back some delicious Puerto Rican coffee of Popes and Kings. I have some here, actually, that she left with all of Kabuki's stuff, because Kabuki is a very pampered pet. My friend, when she rescues an animal, in order to foster them in your home, you have to rent a U-Haul for all their stuff. My cats were like, hey, a rich kid came to stay with us, and they're playing with some of his toys and stuff. Right now, don't let him fool you. He's just resting up so that he can go into full psycho mode overnight. He's actually been very sweet. We love Kabuki very much. Right, Kabuki? Right? He's really cute. He'll kiss your face before he bites it. So, a lot of you know, because you follow me on Twitter, that it was a very somber time in our house. We had to say goodbye to our cat, Tux, that we've had since Zach was 10 years old. And Zach is 22, so Tux was a little over 12. And we loved him very much, and he and Zach were pretty inseparable. But he had cancer, and there was just nothing they could do, and we don't let our pets suffer. So we opted to put him down, and he went very peacefully. But it was definitely losing a member of the family, and I don't take any death well. I take death horribly. I'm 50 years old, and I still take death horribly. I'm working on it. By the time I get that down, it'll be my turn. I'm going to take that one worst of all. Okay, back to a less macabre place. Back to coffee, which makes life worth living, right, Kabuki? Anyway, it's Drama Salad Sunday. I have so much drama. As you know, drama stops for no woman. So there are many subjects for me to catch up on. And so as they come to me, I'm just going to comment on some of the things that have been going on in the community. Hopefully tomorrow, I'll get back to a little bit more of a steady pace. It's been a week since I put up a video. I definitely don't go longer than a week. But since I stopped working, I really should be uploading at least 3 times a week. Little life keeps getting in the way. Cats keep dying. Mother-in-laws keep having strokes. She's doing very well, by the way. But my mother-in-law did have a stroke. I'm just full of great news, aren't I? So, I apologize for the bed. You're probably saying, what happened to the fairy lights? You know I can't live without my fairy lights. But Kabuki happened to those too. Not just the regular lighting, but the fairy lights, which I think everybody should have. One of my friends moved, and instantly the first questions I ask are, do you have towels? Do you have fairy lights? These are the essentials. So I'll probably be sending off more. I think I've gifted 3 sets of the fairy lights that I love so much. You can see them in if you don't know what I'm talking about, your brand spanking new, any one of my other videos, you'll see my fairy lights hanging over the curtains, and I really miss them. But we love Kabuki, so we've Kabuki-proofed this room, because he's right now he's cleaning himself. As you can see, he's an adorable tabby. He is up for adoption if anybody wants him. My friend can't stop rescuing. We have a problem. We need intervention. We keep rescuing animals. But anyway, so I had done a brief video about Shane Dawson talking about Jake Paul. And in it, I said it was like being invited to swim at somebody great invited you over to swim in a cesspool, because I just couldn't watch, because I like Shane so much, and I want to continue to like him, but I can't stand those frat boy Logan boys. I've hardly watched anything of them, because I just see them as these overindulged frat boys that I can't stand. The brother Logan who went to Japan, I saw the video of him in Japan. I never wanted to see a video of him ever again. I just absolutely couldn't stand him. And I thought, yep, you're pretty much human excrement, and I hate that we share the planet, but it is what it is. So I'm just going to avoid people like that and not watch them. It's unwatchable. So since people still keep making stupid people famous, people are going to talk about those people. And I thought, a lot of people inboxed me and said, oh, give it a try, give it a look, give it a try. And I know he was talking to a psychologist, and that was my field of study, not my chosen field of employment, but it was my major in college. And so I know a thing or two about it. So could you if you read tons of books, right? But anyway, I watched anyway, in spite of myself, and I did find the moments with Jake Paul to be excruciating, like just showing his antics and spitting on the girl and all of the stuff that he did. I'm like, why are you doing this documentary? I mean, and a lead up to him, there's what, 4 parts out that's like the mind of, the family of, the enemies of. It's like a Zelig documentary. That's an old reference, but you can Google it. It's an old Woody Allen movie where it's like this documentary about this mysterious person who can, blend in with different people. But it seems like a bizarre thing, like this whole lead up, all of this attention paid to this person who behaves horribly for views, which you really don't know how much is really him, how much is for views. But I tell you what, there's always an interesting nugget in a Shane Dawson video. First of all, you're always going to laugh because he makes me laugh when he acts kind of confused about stuff, and he's like, I think he's genuinely inquisitive about these things and doesn't know, but then he'll just go like that face he makes. Makes me laugh. Where he's like got the soda and he's like, no, but we won't really do that. Very funny stuff. And his talk with the psychologist was interesting, talking about what sociopaths are. I haven't watched the Logan Paul video because, again, got to scrub like silkwood after I watch some of these people. But I understood he was a little insulted. The thing is, if you're going to do a series about a person and you spend 40 to 50 minutes talking about what a sociopath is, you are absolutely suggesting that this person may or may not be a sociopath. Most people are going to see it as you think they're a sociopath, even if you don't say it. I saw him as exploring what he saw was a common claim about this person. So he's exploring that. He's not saying he is, but doesn't matter because people see it that way. Oh, Kabuki can teleport too. I just wanted to interject this thought. When Shane Dawson was talking about what a sociopath is with that therapist, and by the way, there's some videos knocking her. I haven't watched them, but I saw some of the headlines saying she wasn't very good. My opinion is that she probably is very good because she has some of the qualities of a successful therapist in that she really comes across as not a judgmental person. She assumes nothing and she's not judgmental, and that's a very important quality to have when you're doing therapy because you have to think the best of the person you're trying to treat. So I think she's great, but something that ran through my mind when they were talking about Jake Paul, my personal opinion, based on what I've seen, by the way, is that he is not a sociopath necessarily. I think he's a very ambitious YouTuber, but I think he's also very young, and some of the problems that he exhibits, some of this lack of empathy, a lot of it is just for views, probably most of it. He's probably just a little bit douchey. Not every douchebag you meet is a sociopath. But I will tell you this, sociopaths are very good at auditions in Hollywood. Do you know why? Because they haven't the slightest inkling to feel nervous. Why would they feel nervous in front of anyone when they're better than everyone? They're just like, they would have to give a rat's ass about what you think in order to be nervous in front of you. That requires a self-consciousness that a sociopath does not possess. One person who probably could fit that bill might be Kevin Spacey. I don't know. I'm not diagnosing anybody. I'm just saying allegedly. Sociopaths are very confident. And when you can walk into a room and own it, you're going to do very well. Having said that, some of the greatest actors you'll ever see are horribly shy off camera. My son, as an actor, even when he was getting older and doing some acting, shy guy off camera. Friendly, but shy and not very, here I am, like some of these kids are, very boisterous. So there's my thoughts on that. That ticks the box of a sociopath. If you can walk into a room and just feel absolutely not nervous at all. I don't know that that was him, by the way. But, you know, I can't say either way. So ultimately, my opinion is that these boys are basically the way they are because of the perfect storm of a passive, overindulging mother, maybe overcompensating for the abusive father, and not quite being dominant enough, but the father's abusive, the mother's indulgent. There's this can be a recipe for disaster and trauma in a way. Childhood trauma from a father who possibly has some PTSD like my dad did. So that's enough armchair from me because I'm probably going to take a lot of hits for that, but I don't care. Maybe I'm a sociopath. I could be. And now part 2 of my series, mini-series. Oh, it's all in the same vlog. It's probably not a series per se. Manny MUA. The big news has been that he is back, which really shocked me because I didn't know he was gone. I'm going to tell you the truth. What I know about Manny MUA could fill a thimble. I just don't know. The first clip I ever saw of Manny MUA was him sitting in a car saying, "We're just like everybody else," which is not something you say if you really think you're just like everybody else. I guess the we implies we celebrities, not like the rest of us. So good to know he bleeds red blood just like the rest of us poor slobs who aren't famous. I also noticed there was a video where Manny says he's not comfortable with the word fan. He's not that comfortable. He doesn't know why, but he's just not comfortable with the word fan. It's in a video of his called "A Fan Does My Makeup." Now, admittedly, I don't know that much about Manny MUA, but I did watch his last video because there was a lot of backlash over him choosing to do a series about himself. Into the inner workings. Who is Manny MUA? Well, my feeling about that is, so what? He has over 4 million viewers. If he wants to do a series, it doesn't matter if he's not the trailblazer. It's his ambition. It's his channel. He can do what he wants. We don't have to tune in. I probably won't. And to tell you the truth, here's what did it for me.
I know I fucked up. Like, I know that wholeheartedly. This is not about me, you know, a redemption of Manny MUA. That's not what this is. You know, I just want to show you guys a different perspective and a different side of what I've been going through, what I've been feeling personally. But I do want you guys to know that there is 3 sides to every story. There's your side, there's someone else's side, and there's the truth that's right in the middle between both.
That right there rings of dishonesty to me. The video started out with him saying he was off media basically because he felt no matter what video he came back with, he was going to get crap for it. Well, you're navigating based on your detractors. That's the first thing. So you're absolutely trying to make a video that will get you back in everyone's good graces. And you're never going to be in everyone's good graces. You have over 4 million subscribers who like you. Get down off the cross. You didn't do anything that horrible. Get back to doing what you like and doing makeup and focusing on people who like you. That's how I know this guy's telling the truth when he says he suffers with depression, because the negative things that happen to him have such a huge impact compared to the positive things that happen to him. There is nobody who can vlog without getting criticism. Nobody. Even people who are like saints have detractors. It's just nobody can be universally appreciated, and you just live with that and you focus on the people who like you. So he's saying that this video is not about the redemption of himself, but I don't believe that, because if it weren't about that, you wouldn't be so focused on repairing your reputation, which I think you think is much worse than it is from where I'm standing. That's number one. The second thing, and what bothered me the most about that clip, anybody who's followed this channel for any length of time knows that I cannot stand the abuse of this term. There's 3 sides to every story. Your side, his side, their side, and the truth, which is somewhere in the middle. Sometimes people add that. But in fact, that's a really dumb phrase. And you wouldn't be doing your videos and defending yourself if you thought you didn't have the truth on your side. People need to stop abusing this phrase. This phrase, "there are 3 sides to every story," exists. Oh, Kabuki's already going crazy. That phrase exists so that people keep an open mind and recognize that when people share their truth, they have a halo over their head and they are not being objective about themselves. You have to keep that in mind. That does not mean that somebody can't be right and somebody can't be wrong. Stop saying that. Of course, one person can be telling you their truth, and it happens to be, by most people's reality, the truth. So you don't need to say that because that's disingenuous. I don't believe that you don't think you have the truth on your side. Most people feel when something happens to them, they have the truth on their side. So my advice to Manny would be, stop apologizing. You have plenty of people who support you. You're not the one who posted that picture, okay? So stop apologizing. Just get back to doing what you do. Focus on being in a happier place and don't give your detractors more power than you need to. Get back to makeup, get back to fun. I think he's trying to turn it around for himself. And by turning this into a series, it's going to be a very positive thing and it's going to grow his channel. So I probably will wind up at least watching the first part because that's what I do. It's probably my job to watch it. And now I'm kind of a little bit curious. And maybe let me know in the comments if you want to see me comment on my thoughts on the series as it goes along. Maybe we'll do a little after show. But I'm just curious to know how interested people are in that. I think there's been a lot of like ughs and groans, and I don't believe that this isn't about redemption and ambition and all this other. Just be honest about it. I do believe he's in personal pain. I do believe he suffers with depression. I thought it was very good on a positive note. He starts out saying, I've been having trouble articulating my thoughts. He's really been in pain over what he perceives as being getting a lot of heat. I think that if he's going to address questions from somebody else, rather than having representation, he could feel enough about it that he could find those questions himself. He could research it, but I think it really hurts him to do it, and maybe he just needed the support because he doesn't have the strength to look at it himself. Tell me what you think about that. There's a lot of layers to that onion, aren't there? So part 3 of the series in the same video. This is the best and fastest series ever. It's actually part 3 of my drama salad. I'm going to follow up on my video about Peter Monn. As you recall, there was some controversy about him with the Twitters. Were we ever so young? It was forever ago in the drama community. I think in drama years, a story that was a month ago is actually like 5 years. So way back then when I did a video on Peter Monn, I was, interestingly enough, most of the comments were fantastic. But you have extremists. There were people who had pitchforks and torches about Peter Monn, and then there were people who were just, putting him up on a pedestal. So even though most of the comments, even the ones who didn't agree, were all very good, there were extremists that were like, if they didn't like Peter Monn, they saw me as revering him and kissing his ass. And if they loved Peter Monn and put him on a pedestal, they felt that I went for his jugular and was vicious with him. So life is a Rorschach, people. It's all about your perception, isn't it? And in fact, I apologize. Sometimes I just don't have a black and white area about stuff. I have gray areas, and I think good people can make mistakes. And so, I also think there should be accountability. At the end of the day, this is YouTube, and we don't really know each other in our real lives. And we're getting glimpses of each other through our vlogs. That doesn't tell the whole story. And so I'm not willing to condemn or lionize somebody based on a series of vlogs. That being said, I do have my opinions. And I'd love to hear yours. Thank you if you've watched this far. I so appreciate you. As always, I don't speak for everyone, just everyone who wants to be right. So say it, a housefrau.